Hello everyone. In today's video, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the new Crucible suspension and kind of my thoughts and opinions on SBMM and the Crucible suspension and how these two things do mix, and it mixes into one of the worst experiences in Destiny 2's entire PvP history. So first off, let's talk about a little bit Crucible suspension. What is it? So now in the control playlist, if you leave a game, you get a warning saying if you leave again, you are going to get suspended and you're not allowed to play any more Crucible games. And after you leave so many, you would get basically like a timeout saying, hey, you left too many matches. You can't play Crucible anymore until the timer's up. Which, by the way, they don't give you a timer. They don't tell you how long the ban is. I think it's 30 minutes at first, and then maybe it ramps up. But as far as I understand, there's no timer. So just to put that out there. So part of the reason why it is so bad and why Crucible suspension is so terrible for Control is there's two reasons. One, Control is seen by the majority of players in the Destiny community as the casual, quick play experience where skill should not matter. Your guns you pick should not matter. You should be able to do whatever you should be able to do whatever you want, run whatever you want, and come out having a good time. That's, in my opinion, what Control should be. Now with SBMM, which we'll talk briefly on, it has turned that and basically made it into Comp 2.0. Let's talk about why. So for one reason, Comp is also skill-based matchmaking, which makes sense, right? You want to play people with similar skill because you're trying to climb up that ladder. If you lose games, you'll lose points. Control has nothing like that. There is nothing like that. So to me, it makes no sense to add in the Crucible suspension to a game mode that has no ranking system, no unique loot to chase after like titles and weapons like Comp did. And there's no, like I said again, the biggest thing, there is no ranking system that is different or unique to Control that there is for survival. To me, it makes zero sense on why you'd add it with that. But the main thing is, why did they add in the Crucible suspension? Well, it's because people leave so much in Control in the higher brackets. I don't really know for lower and mid-tier brackets, but for people of higher skill, people leave your lobbies all the time. So what Bungie should have done is attack and explain, hey, or look at and be like, hey, people are leaving Control matches. Why are they leaving Control matches? And then they need to figure out what that why is and then address that issue rather than adding oh, people are leaving our matches. Well, let's just make it so they shouldn't, or incentivize them not to leave. And then they're going to be forced to not leave. When in reality, what's happening is people are still leaving. I know this because I played Control today for a few hours, and people left every single game. They don't care. They still do not care because they know it's shit and nobody wants to play it. But the suspension goes so hand in hand. It goes so hand in hand with the SBMM. So let's talk about why are people leaving. People are leaving, for one, because of the SBMM. Nobody wants to play against sweaters all the time, at least in the high end. Again, for casuals and lower end, I can't speak for you guys, but from general consensus, a lot of people are having that same opinion. Number two, they might have something going on in their life that causes them to lose or to leave. Maybe they got a phone call. Maybe somebody's hurt, or whatever the case may be. Have to let your dog out. I don't care. Whatever your case may be, outside of your control, people will leave the game. And that makes sense to me. Number three is people are leaving because the connections and the lobby balancing are terrible. So what I mean by that is because this game is peer-to-peer and it has to look under such a broad scope, or a fine scope, I should say, for people in my bracket, it is a lot harder to find people of the similar skill level and similar network. So you'll find people from all across the globe, and the connection is so bad, people teleport all across your screen, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's not their fault. It's not like they have bad internet. Well, sometimes they might, but it's not like they can control that, right? And it's Bungie's fault because the game is peer-to-peer. Another reason, like I said, for them leaving is the lobby bouncing is terrible. The lobby bouncing is so bad and so shitty that there will be multiple games that I've had where I look at Destiny Tracker and my team will have a 10 to 30% chance of winning a game all the time. And it goes both ways. Sometimes my lobby, and I'll look at my team, and we have a 75 to 100% chance to win the game. It is insane. It's almost like the balancing is so bad that whatever teams they match you up against is predetermined to win the match overall. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter how hard you try. If your team is on a 20% chance to lose, you're going to lose the game. That's just how it is. So people are going to leave the games because they're like, oh, we're getting shit on. Nobody likes getting shit on. That's just the reality of it. How many times have you guys been getting shit on in a match? Be like, ooh, I just don't want to be in this anymore. I'm not having a good time. I'm out. I do it all the time. A lot of people do it all the time. So yeah, people are going to leave if they're getting shit on. That's just how it works. So when you add a Crucible suspension, it makes it worse for that player because now they feel like they are trapped in the match, or else they get penalized regardless if they have to do something, if they're having fun, if they're getting pubbed, if the connections are bad. So many things play into it. And I think Bungie's idea with this was to try to keep that population alive. But really what I think they're doing is they're just killing it. They are killing Control. They absolutely did for me. I'm not playing Control anymore. At this point, I'm going to play the rotating game mode. And it sucks because I don't want to play the rotating game modes all the time. I want to play Control. I like Control. Control is my favorite game mode in this game. And now it is ruined because of the SBMM and now because of the Control suspension added. But that's all my thoughts and opinion, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. But actually, before we leave, sorry, if you guys have any thoughts and opinions, please leave them in the comments below. Please do be respectful. We want to have a respectful conversation about it. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.